So the video hit 100 likes in like, well, a day, so that was pretty incredible. That was pretty impressive. I like that, I thought with that. So the left riding tutorial is going to be probably a lot shorter than the Rex one because this side of the fight's a lot easier in my opinion. But then again, I'm Utah main, so it should be easier for me. For starters, you don't want to be moving with you don't want to be turning with W and A or W and D. You want to be turning with mouse and W only, because when you're turning with like W and A, you can only when you're turning with the keys, it only provides 8 directions movement. But if you're turning with W and mouse, then you can sort of control 360-degree movement, if that makes sense. So I'm turning with W and A, you can go there, but if I'm turning with W and mouse, I can go anywhere. So it gives you a lot more control once you're actually riding the Rex. So you just want to practice just moving around with your mouse and W maybe. Also, you want to feather shift. You don't want to be fully sprinting. You just want to be tapping. You can probably hear it, my keyboard's quite loud. Tapping shift. Practice this movement a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to jump on, show you what you should and shouldn't do. What I say is be in the left leg and have your head looking at the right arm. You want to keep your feet behind the Rex's leg. It's a while, so it may die. Hopefully not, that would be pretty embarrassing. Left riding tutorial, dies. But yeah. There's not really a lot to say about this side of the fight, to be honest. It just requires a lot of practice. Feather shift. And you just want to practice your position. The deeper you ride, the more susceptible you are to brain checks. The further out you ride, the more susceptible you are to drag. So I'd say you've got to find that perfect in between. I'd like to say I've found that, to be honest. Well, saying that, then we have a shift. But yeah, this fight is very grueling, and the practice is very grueling. But once you get it, you get it. It never really goes away. I haven't ridden a Rex in like 3 weeks. But that is still pretty easy, you know what I mean? There are also other ways to kill a Rex, like middle and right riding. I hate middle riding, especially if it changes the right hitbox. It's just, I think it's a bit cringe, but then again, I'm very gatekeepy about this entire fight. So yeah, you want to be very cautious with your shift, very cautious with your turning, because you don't want to overturn either, or underturn. Ooh, she got me with that one, that was clean, nice. Well played, I guess. The rust sets in, and the thing you've got to understand with this fight as well is, you're gonna die lots. You're not just gonna practice it for a week and be some sort of god. You're gonna die lots, and the reason I stopped playing the game was because oh shit, well, that was just fucked. The reason I stopped playing the game was because I was probably the best around in riding Rexes. That is probably the general opinion if you ask. I was probably one of the best around at this fight, and so it got to the point where I couldn't die, because if I did, people would get immense ego off of it, and it just puts crazy pressure on. But you've got to understand that you are going to die a lot doing this fight, and on deathmatch that doesn't matter, because well, you've got infinite lives. You can just come back and do it again. It is also 1:30 in the morning, so if I sound a bit tired, it's because I am. I should probably go to sleep, but Dino game's too good. Dino game's too good. Ooh! And this is what you call, maybe I was going to show you how to pivot, but she fucking started turning like a loop. but you're gonna overshift a lot. You're gonna die a lot. You're gonna overturn. You're gonna underturn until you find your position. Even when you find your position, it's still gonna be them days where you're playing bad. It's gonna be them days where you're playing sick. It's a game at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? My best piece of advice for this fight, again, is the same as the Rex side, it's just practice. Find a Rex who's willing to fight you. I'd say come to Long, there's quite a few good Rexes on the app. And just practice the fight, man. Learn where's safe, learn where's not. If you want to get good at this, then, well, you're going to have to put some serious hours in. Nice. Second try. Not bad, not bad. That's pretty good at that fight. The pivot. It's a beautiful thing. It's a good tool to use when you're bad. Or learning, sorry, that's a better word to use. If you overshift, you can just simply turn, jump back. The way I got better was by limiting the amount of pivots I could do a ride. So I was only allowed to pivot 3 times. If I pivoted anymore, I would just take the death and try and ride again. Whereas I pivots every break check because she fucking sucks. She does one of these. And under no circumstances at all should you do that, which is what we call a twirl. But we just don't do that. We don't do that in deathmatch. Why? Because it's deathmatch. You can respawn. If you do it on deathmatch, you've got a small wiener, and no one likes you, unless you're wearing the burgundy skin and you're doing it to Atta, then you're allowed to twirl as much as you want. I'm gonna do it out calendar. Entry is a pivotal part of the Rex vs Utah fight. The Utah side of the fight. Ooh woo. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it with a straight juke, where you just like sort of make the Rexes bite out. Or you can do it safer. And right, I've died doing this 3 times now. Gotta push up, and then it's like just a entry. And you always want to entry from the right side. It's entry from the left. Gives you more of a chance of running into the hitbox. So, another fun thing to do whilst practicing is find a good friend that you like annoying, and then just practice entries on them, because they get very annoyed when you keep on repeatedly juking them. And the reason I hate twirling so much is simply because there is no counter to twirling if done properly. There is nothing the Rex can do other than use trees, but as you see on this deathmatch, there is a 1 tree. So, twirling on deathmatch, I just feel is pointless. It also, if you're a twirler, it just limits your potential. Because if you're constantly twirling every time you get break checked, then you're never gonna stop getting break checked. You're never gonna learn how much shift you need. It's just backwards in my head. I can understand twirling on survival if the Rex is using trees, rocks, or the water. Probably the only time it's needed in my opinion. But then again, that's me being very gatekeeper. I also play a lot of Rex on survival, and running into twirls is very annoying because, as I said, the only thing you can do is use the trees, which takes the fun out of the fight for me. A few other things. When you're riding and you're looking right and shit like that, and looking left to stop your head from getting hit, I feel like that also limits your potential because you're avoiding death. So, therefore, well, you're not dying, you're not learning. So yeah, I fucking hate twirling on deathmatch. I can understand it on survival because, well, it's survival. If you've grown a Utah, you know you're gonna die. But if you're twirling on deathmatch and you come and try to fight me, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off, because we don't fuck with that around here. The ride is very similar to Giga. definitely this thing doesn't drag you go out of position, so you can just sort of keep in position. If you're over the shift, just pivot. But twirling to disengage on Giga is a lot riskier than this turn. It's just that fucking annoying process of dying a lot of times until you know where's safe and until you've got your ride down. I would suggest right riding because it's left riding them is just a lot quicker. More painful for them as well, I feel like it's more humiliating. Because the Giga has literally no chance of killing it if you don't pick up. Especially this Giga. It doesn't play anything but Rex. Even still, sucks at Rex, dies to Stegos. You've been violated on YouTube for the entire world to see. It's fun though, because I'm going to show how to fight aggros next. So you might have some fun killing me at times. I hate this fight so much. I only double ride these things once when someone else is left and I'm